Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Simulator Classic video. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's go in the cab. There you go, that's a bit better. So, due to a signal failure at Manchester Oxford Road, this train's inbound service was terminated short here at Manchester Victoria. This evening you'll be driving most of this Trans-Pennine Express service to York as far as most of this Trans-Pennine. What is it? Is that most of the way? Please board passengers here and first set up the train in time for your booked 18:47 departure. We can do that. So yeah, this is the 185. We're back in it. It's a lovely train. What head code are we? 137. Okay, got to remember that. Let's get it all set up. It's always raining whenever we do this train. It seems to be raining. So we'll do that. We'll get the headlights today. There we go. There's 158. Wait for the GSMR to come on. Let's quickly do the TMS. We need to acknowledge our configuration. There you go, that's done that. And now we wait for the GSMR. So 1 Papa 37. 1 Papa 37. Let's quickly get the doors open as well, which I think it's O. I hope that's the right one. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we haven't got long here. 1 Papa 37, signal number is... Wipers, come on, I've just pressed V, turn on. 859. Let's do that, 859. Go on then, do your thing. Just registering. There we go, 1 Papa 37. And our route code is 9089. 9089. So yeah, I think this is your... Oh, you can actually click the buttons as well. That's cool. Northallerton. Hang on, no, not Northallerton. What are you doing? That's not the correct one. Why has it gone for that? Oh, I put 9039. I put 89. I don't know why I put 89. Activating route code. York, there we go, that's better. So we're just waiting for departure now. I think all the systems are on. I think they're all sort of just on by... Nope. Unisolated, good. Right, we should be due out now. Oh, that's right. I always forget to press T. And we're recording at Huddersfield, then Leeds. We've got 42 miles to Leeds. So now we just have to wait for the game one to do its thing on this gloomy evening here in Manchester in the 185, which I'm really liking. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But yeah, should be able to do this Huddersfield. This is Northern Trans-Pennine on TSW. Have we got a guard? We do. Right. Let's go. Slowly. Yeah, what a cool train. And you've got the other camera as well, haven't you? Yeah, like, which is like quite far back. Which is another cool camera actually. That is quite a cool angle. Well, I sort of prefer that one. Not there's much of a difference. Oh, hello. Well, we don't want to be doing that. Right, back we go. Just, yeah, back to there. Hopefully you can actually see something. Let's get the wipers up a little bit more. That is quite quick now. Look at that. It would be nice to actually just do this on a nice, like, dry run. But yeah, maybe it's because we're above... Maybe because it's Manchester. Does it always rain in Manchester? Maybe it does. This is the really steep incline up out of Victoria. It was weird saying Victoria. I mean, both Victorias seem to have a very steep incline. London Victoria coming out of there, it's steep, and out of here, it's quite steep as well. Lovely. Out we go. of our Trans-Pennine Express livery, which just looks superb. Look at that. So, I look, the wipers are actually out of sync as well, I like that. Ish. It's a really cool sounding train. We've got an invisible train there. I've got a feeling that might be the 144, which I didn't have, and maybe the 150 together. Out we go. Yeah, it should be quite a pleasant run. I mean, in the photos of it, it was sunny. So hopefully a bit further up it will be a bit nicer. So in the photos it was all sunny. I think the scenario is from Adam Hay, and this one is from the ATS website, I think. Yeah, no, it is the ATS website. I don't think this is one included with the train. There's another one there, another 185. Nice to see. So it should be coming up on Miles Platting station soon, although it's not actually Miles Platting anymore. I don't think there's anything there. It's just, well, nothingness now. It's very weird, sort of playing the TSW version set in the 80s and coming back to this one. It's just, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is Miles Platting, that big sort of cool looking station. There's just nothing here of it. I mean, there's not really any trace of Miles Platting station. It's just been completely destroyed and dismantled. Is there actually anything of the station left? No, nothing. So this whole bit here is the station, or would have been the station. There's got some bits there, but that's it. All in, well, 40 years. I don't know when it shut. I think Park Station's shut as well. That's the other one. Which is quite a weird one. Because, yeah, Park Station, I think, was where the university was. Or still is, I think. So I don't know why that one's shut. Because maybe this bit didn't get used to get into Victoria. Right up to 60 now. So slightly different speeds to the 80s version. So I'm pretty certain on the 80s version that's like 50 there, but for us it's 60. Nice, we are off. And the accelerator, we're already at 60. I mean, how quick is that? And we're going uphill as well. Such a good accelerating train. This is the remnants of Park Station. All the tower blocks are gone as well. The lovely interior as well. I know you have got some of the tower blocks over there, but not the ones right near to the station. I don't know, why was Park shut? 75, I mean, brilliant. Right for the back of the train to pass it. There are only 4 coaches there. Not 3. Oh yeah, they're 3 coaches there, so I'm going to set that on my little reminder, because otherwise I'll keep thinking we're 4. Which obviously is not good. 3 coaches. It's quite quick. I mean, we're already at 75. I mean, this train is so quick at accelerating. And considering this is uphill as well. Let's get a flyby shot across the... There it goes. But yeah, this train I believe was 7 years in development. It's been out a couple of years already. But you can see, I mean, the amount of detail, the sort of things you can use, the buttons you can press, 7 years in the making. I can't imagine it was constant for 7 years. I'd imagine they maybe started it and then they were like, oh, actually we'll do something else for a year or two, and then we'll come back to this. So I think this came out in, I want to say 2019, but that seems really too early. I think it was I remember I watched Alan's video on it. I think it was his first video of TS 2022, so that would be 2021. So yeah, it's been out a couple of years. So I suppose they started it in 2014. But yeah, maybe it wasn't constant for 7 years. I can't imagine it was constant. It's weird to think this train just hadn't been released by Dovetail. Or maybe it's Trans-Pennine Express, maybe their licence is just really hard to get, so they just never sort of bothered with it. So that might actually be the reason why, maybe just Trans-Pennine Express, maybe their licence is just really hard to get. On-train communications. So you sort of go through the little open bit soon. It's not too far to Ashton-under-Lyne. Speed board I see. Not for us though. That's going that way. I don't know what the speed is across the points at Staley Bridge. I don't know if that's 15 miles an hour like it is on the 80s version. Although we'll still slow down for it. So I think that goes towards Manchester Piccadilly down there. This is fun. It's a nice train though, and the detail in the cab's lovely as well. It's just a really good looking train. We are slowly losing speed as we make our way up there. Just coasting at the moment. This is Ashton-under-Lyne. Through we go. I'll turn up the audio a bit now. I mean, hopefully you have been able to hear it alright, but I'll just turn it up a little bit. It's really just when we're on the outside and it's like, it can be quite hard to hear. Go, and yeah, we'll start slowing down. Oh, there is a 60 there. Now we got a warning for a 30. Okay, 35. Or was it always 35? No, it was. On Northern Trans-Pennine it is 15 across it. It's just like you have to go right the way down. It feels so slow. So maybe it has gone up a bit now. And if you haven't got this route on Train Sim World, I know this is Train Sim Classic, the Huddersfield Line, but if you haven't got it on Train Sim World, do recommend it. So you get to see it in the 80s. Yeah, probably BR, freight, intercity runs. It's really good, really nice route. It's quite an old route. It's almost 5 years old, but it's a good one. There's 35. So not 15 across here now. That's nice. I think that rain's also stopped as well, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, very much realistic for how it is today. Sort of, well, I suppose the first day of autumn, I'd say. And the heat wave's now over. It's all now gloomy. You see the horn as we're coming through here. People probably would expect us to be stopping. I think it is quite a key station, Staley Bridge or Starley Bridge. Getting right on the edge there. What are they doing? Is that yellow? No. They got the green. But no, do comment below what routes would you like me to pick up. I know there's Just Trains, they've got the Hope Valley stuff. That might be quite good for the 185. I would like to sort of expand my northern collection, as we don't really have many routes up this way. I mean, as a southerner, I literally just get everything London, South East. That's sort of my area. So So yeah, what routes would you like to see? What I'll do maybe is I'll do an extra day of work, you know, some more rest day working, and then we can pick up some more bits and bobs as sort of a treat. The detail on the windows are quite nice as well, look at that. What's the next station along here? There's Mosley, isn't it? Mosley and Greenfield. Can't remember which one's first. I think it's Mosley or Mosley first. Let's get a nice picture. So this is where you would have the big power station, I think, but I don't think that exists anymore. Station was sort of here, wasn't it? But not anymore. Right, I'm putting something with the plus 65 board, which I think is what the speed it is on the 80s version as well. Nice. I'd imagine this line probably is very nice in real life as well, on a nice sort of sunny day coming through here. Must be lovely. I probably should get out more now because I've got my staff leisure card. I mean, it's fantastic. The amount of perks you get for working on the railway. You know, 75% off on basically the whole UK network. I think after a year I can then get a thing. I think it is 75% off the Eurostar. It might vary on each company. Obviously I get free travel on my own TOC, which is a massive area. One of the biggest in the country. So yeah, it's great. So I might see how much it is to get up this way and go on some of these trains. I've never been up this way really. So is it Mosley first? Mosley or Greenfield? I think it's Greenfield. I think Mosley's first then Greenfield. Just have a look. It's coming up. Oh, that's quite a cool village. Town. What one's first then? Let's have a look. I always get mixed up with these two. Is it Mosley? It is. It is Mosley. Right at the top of this hill is in Standedge Tunnel, which is a massive tunnel, and alongside it I think is the longest canal tunnel in the UK as well. Standedge Canal Tunnel. Really cool on YouTube to actually see the canal tunnel. It's just a really nice journey though on this route. Whether it's on this game or on TSW, it's a nice journey. It's quite a long journey as well. And then for the Trains and Wild version, if you have the BI Heavy Freight Pack, you get to do class 40 runs in it. With proper heavy freight behind you, which is an experience, especially in the snow. From here it feels like we're going quite slow, but I mean this train that you can sort of, it's one of those trains where you can feel the speed. Like we're only going 60 miles an hour. I know that's a fair bit, but you can feel the speed. But say if we did this in the if we did this in the 802, it would probably feel really slow going at 60. But in this train it feels quick. I mean, maybe not so much in the passenger bit, but in the front it feels quick. That's Greenfield. Greenfield's not Greenfield, is it? Probably not Greenfield because that's in London. Some of that. Yeah, Greenfield. Yes, I got it right. And the next station along is Marsden. Yeah, Marsden. Number 185. Basically, you're climbing all the way up, and you go all the way back down to Huddersfield, and then you go all the way back up past Batley, and then through the Morley Tunnel. Morley Tunnel. That's 66, so we don't do that. Oh, another nice viaduct. This will be good to get a nice screenshot across, or a nice view across, fly-by shot. There we go. So not too far to the tunnel now. I know I keep referencing the TSW version, but that's the one I know the speed limit's on, and on there I think it's 45 into the tunnel. I don't know if it would be like that now. And that's 45 into it. So we'll sort of naturally let it come down just in case. Because it still is 45. There's a signal box up here as well. Was a signal box. There's the canal there, which follows alongside with all the locks. There's the signal box. Diggle Junction. I love that. Diggle Junction. What a cool name. Diggle Junction. Oh, 50. Go into a tunnel. The Standedge Tunnel. It's all around those hills. I think it's like 2 or 3 miles long. It's mad. It's a really long tunnel. Oh no, 60. Okay. It's not as slow as it is on the 80s one then. Oh, an 85 through here. Wow. That's quite a bit more than on the 80s one. Then, is it still 40 out the other side? There's a bit of a corner on the other side. It's a nice interior there. What's it on there? Window 41, 42. What's the cab light like? There's the cab light. Looks good as well. That looks really good actually. The light and the shadows, and it's good. We'll be out of this tunnel in no time. Lovely. Shouldn't take long to get out the other side. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I don't. As it's the game, I don't know if it actually is the end of the tunnel. Okay, it is, or is it? I'll start slowing down just in case. AWS, that must be for something. That tiny incy little warning board there, which you can barely see. I'm assuming that would have had probably a 40 on it. I mean, for it to have its own warning board on AWS, it must be quite important. This goes on forever. Almost there. from there, it's not too far to Huddersfield. I think it's Marsden, Slaithwaite, if Slaithwaite's even still open, and then Huddersfield. And Huddersfield to Leeds feels a lot quicker. I think it's a little bit shorter as well. This is all the main stretch. I think there was a speedboard, it was just in the tunnel. And there's the canal tunnel, let's go. Yeah, we'll go in there. Get a nice shot of this. If we can, that barrier. I'll just stick with the one we had before. Yeah, we'll get another one, go on. I'll use that one then. So you got Marston Station just round here. If that's still open, I'm assuming it's still, I'm pretty certain it still is. As there was a show on, back when, in lockdown, COVID lockdown, it was, I think, all aboard Trans-Pennine Express. And yeah, but saw it on there. Yeah, it's still here. What we got in there? Is that a 150 in there? Totally sitting in there. There we go, now we start heading down. 70, nice. Not when you get the old speedboards as well. Mix of old and new. There's a long old section. 85, even better. I'm liking the speed limits on the modern version. So yeah, I think this is probably the quickest we'll go, unless the bit from the junction just after Dayton to Ravensthorpe, unless that's faster. Let's get a nice shot of this going through. Oh, that should go to red. It will go to red soon, there. To Huddersfield. No, I wonder if we'll get there early. As I said, 50 minutes this scenario. It's just great we now have this train so we can do these sorts of runs on the lines we don't usually play. A bit wear and tear like that. I think different sort of bits you can look at. Does Slaithwaite still exist? That was a tiny little station. So this would be it here, wouldn't it? I think it is, yeah, there we go, there's Slaithwaite. Still looks pretty similar to how it does in the 80s. There's not a lot, just a tiny little platform. There's around the speed along here as well. There's another 180, but how frequent are they along here? I thought TP were quite sort of, you know, every hour or so, but it's been like every 10 minutes we've seen one. I mean, I suppose it is Northern Trans-Pennine, so, yeah, Trans-Pennine Express. Is this like their main route? TP corridor. So we come into a cutting and then it's not too far to Huddersfield. I think we're going into that cutting now. Start slowing down. Like that just says at 85 into the tunnels. it ain't that far. Can't remember it being that far. Maybe it's a bit further. Okay, maybe it is a bit further. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Not too far though. A bit further it is then. No, here's the cutting, yeah, here it is, here. There's the speed decrease. I think it then does come down again. And there's 60. And is that a warning for a 50? Oh, 35. Okay, that is a bit slower. Probably before we get into the tunnel. Is that going to be at the end of the tunnel? So there's two tunnels. There's this one, and there's like a junction, then there's another one. And we're at Huddersfield. I think what comes off here is the Pennines line, which then takes you down to Sheffield. Which I think it's actually on the workshop. I just don't have it. There's a junction there. But yeah, now approaching our first stop, finally, of Huddersfield. Took probably about 25-30 minutes. It's quite a large chunk. And there's a lot to take it. It's not like one of those routes where it's like 20-30 minutes of just sort of the same old scenery. There's a lot of different things to see. I know on the 80s version it's 15 miles an hour. Okay, I bet it's 35. We've got to slow down anyway. That's 25. I said it's 15 on the 80s one. That's the cool wagon there as well. I think that's some sort of nursery now, that wagon. On the coach, I mean, not bloody wagon. Coach. Detail. So looking for the free coach stop marker, there it is there. And here we are. That'll do, set that to neutral. Oh, we've got to set to full service first, haven't we? Oh, which is for the doors on the right. There we are, this is Huddersfield. What the hell, we were due here 4 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago we were due here. I don't know how we've lost time. We've been going at like full spin. It was probably at Vic, wasn't it? Near Victoria. It took a little bit longer to get everything going. Let's go. Next station is Leeds. Is that good enough? So is it Dayton, Murfield, Ravensthorpe, Dewsbury, Batley, Morley, and then Cottingsley? There's a new one. bit's holding the disc up, maybe a little bit, or giving it a bit more support. 14 up to 70 is the speed of acceleration. First company. Save it as well. Nice. It's nice and quick. Coast that along. The Dayton next. Really just nice, really nice. It's nice the sun's actually come out now in this. It was all dreary and dark and just not so nice. So if you've made it to this point in the video, you're amazing. Well done. As I can tell, a lot of people would have started watching it. They just hear it raining. I'm like, no, not watching it. It's raining. Because I mean, I've done that before. You know, where I've clicked on a train sim video a few years ago, and it's like being just hammering it down. I'd be like, oh, I can't really see the route then, can I? So, like that. No one stops there. We don't. Give it a little toot as we go through. Let's try and get a screen. Now it's actually sunny. I'm saying that. Now is it 55 going to the points here? Or going sort of down through the tunnel and back up? Or is that even there anymore? No, I think it is still there. Not this one. It's a little bit further on. There's that massive building there. Some sort of shopping centre or something. Sort of massive structure. Lovely. Again, sort of following that most of the way. Oh, there's not even a junction here anymore. Okay, we just go and do it. It's weird just how much things change. So yeah, on the 80s version, that's a junction. So you've got the tracks off to the right, and it's double. So it's double on that up there on the right, and double here. Where the other tunnel's nice, just gone. Modelling for this tunnel looks a bit near. And still, I suppose, still at the 70 miles an hour limit. I brought it right down to 50. I'm guessing we're not 80 on this bit anymore. It's probably more than 80, 85, 90, 100 maybe. What's it gonna be? Oh, hang on, no, it's 75. Oh, okay, it's actually lower than what it used to be at 80. But it's actually dropped. You got Murfield along here. Is it going to be 45 at Ravensford, or is it going to be like 60 or 70? This is Murfield. So you got the big power station here at Ravensthorpe, or at least you did. I don't know if it's still here anymore. So we'll find out. If it doesn't exist anymore, we probably should have seen it. Should have seen it by now. I bet this speed is somehow 75 now. I'll slow right down for literally no reason. Oh, but it is probably 75, isn't it, as well? Yeah, I guess the power station's probably been demolished. Can't see it. Big pool in town. Ravensthorpe. The station building's gone. Dewsbury is up next. Isn't that far up? It looks like it might have a through line. It said 40 for going left. I don't think we're going left. I hope we're not. So maybe it does have a through line. Yeah, it must do. Through line for the other side though, just for this side. Oh, round we go. And back leads the next one up. Lovely unit to drive. Acceleration still just is amazing. Really good. Oh, and this scenario is set in 2019 as well. I mean, there's a fair few that are 2014 ones. We'll have to give them a go. Huddersfield Line by DTG Huddersfield. I think it is their last UK that they released. And Morley Tunnel's up next, which isn't as big as Standedge Tunnel, but still a very big tunnel. Almost at Leeds, almost. Here's the building with the bridge abutments, not there. Because maybe the bridge was there, and something went wrong, so they just put the level crossing in instead. It's nice that that sun's come out. Makes a difference from the beginning. There's a level 185, they're everywhere. Every like 5 minutes we've seen one. And once we're out of this tunnel, it's really not that far to Leeds. It's Morley, I think it's Cottingham, Cottingley, and then Leeds. Still a few miles, but not that far. Sort of home stretch. Yeah, really is a proper quick route now. I mean, 75 all the way from the full Murfield, all the way to here so far. And it was like 85 on the other stretch as well. So really, it's quick. I wonder if it's quicker driving to Leeds. I wonder if it's quicker train or driving. Was a bit slower through Morley before. Is it the same? There was a speed. Was that 45? Is it a 45? 55. Oh, that's alright. It's got a cool livery on the 156. So I think Morley Station's been changed. I don't think Morley Station's at this location anymore. I think it's been changed where it is. It's a bit further round there. Not sure why it got changed, but yeah, they moved it. Oh, 75 again. Let's get that up. Skybox is looking lovely as well. I guess that's probably is using the AP where it would be. It's good. There's Cottingley somewhere around here. A big new development. Or was. I don't know if it's anymore. Quite soon. There it is there. Is it Cottingley? I think that's Cottingley, not Cottingham. Cottingham sounds like an OMSI map. Cottingley, yeah, there it is. There we go. So yeah, really not that far now. Like exciting, it's almost there, it's almost like full 42 miles down the road. 42 miles, fair bit. And just, yeah, a really nice route. We definitely should do this route more on Trenton Classic. Now we've got this train. In fact, now we've got quite a lot of the more sort of northern trains. I think when this route first came out, it was when was this route first come out? I think it was this year, was it? It was 2022, or was it this year? Earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. I didn't have the 150, the 15. I didn't have any of them then. I think I picked them up in one of the sales AP did. So now I've got a lot more sort of northern trains. We can, you know, play these routes more with good trains instead of the base default crap ones. But actually, this route, the trains on this route actually are quite good. I mean, they're quite good actually. But sort of on other routes, I think for this route for base you get the 158, which actually is I think the Perkins Armstrong Powerhouse, the Pacer, which is actually pretty nicely done, and the 47, which again is quite nicely done. So for this route, the trains are actually quite good, but on other sort of older routes where the trains are quite crap. Yeah, the base routes of this route are quite good though. The only annoying thing is for this route is that even though it's set modern day, you can see it's all modern. The trains are BR, so that's a bit like I suppose licensing, and I suppose they knew people would do things like this, so it's not really a biggie. Yeah, this is Leeds. Is it Leeds City Station? I mean, it's just Leeds, isn't it? Just Leeds. Is it still really slow into it? No, it is still quite slow into it. It's like 10 miles an hour on the 80s one. It's like just really slow. Well, maybe it still is. That was good fun. Yeah, it's nice to see this route again. Yeah, hopefully, oh, that's a good opportunity to get a screenshot. Come back, yeah, quick. As it looks nice and sort of bright. Okay, we'll get that. See what we can make of that. See, through driving this train, I really want to go on this train in real life now. I should have to see how much it is to travel up this way. They're really, really nice trains. The look of them as well. Here we got another 185, got an Azuma there, 150, 158 tucked around the back there, another 158 there. So it's just nice to see the trains. I think, yeah, the only one I was missing, I think, was the Pacer, the 144, which I think was like a Major Wells design revamp, something like that. So whereabouts does it want us to stop? I mean, I'm going to go to the far one because we've got a single yellow there, so I'm assuming it wants us to stop a bit further up. So it looks like it's sort of split in two, the platform. So we'll go to the second half, as we have got the caution there. So it's like all about, so zoom in, it's dark. Don't zoom in, it's all light. Stop marker there. Yeah, let's get that on. Full service. Doors. There we go, that is going to be it. And we can even get the cab door open as well, why not? There we go. Well, that is going to be it, everyone, for today's train simulator video. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed. I've really enjoyed that. It was nice being back on this route and in the 185. Links can be found in the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, thanks for coming in, and hopefully see you in the next one. See you all. Take care.